Part 24. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 234. Facing this extremely heavy punch, Hinata Hikaru did not dodge, but also punched out. Strike an egg against a stone. The Uchiha clan genin suddenly showed disdain and ridicule on his face. This little psycho actually dares to fight with him. In full view of everyone, their fists collided. Boom! An extremely dull roar came, causing the air to tremble. The imagined broken bones and tendons did not appear. The genin of the Uchiha clan suddenly opened his eyes. It was as if his punch did not hit a weak human body, but a piece of steel that was difficult to break. Quack! Hinata chuckled strangely, with an indescribable joking expression on her cute little face, as if she had expected such a surprise from her opponent. Then, Hinata exerted force suddenly. The genin of the Uchiha clan felt an indescribable force coming from his fist, and then it hit his body and flew backwards. In an instant, it hit the wall with a terrifying loud noise. This wall was actually knocked down by him. From here, we can see how powerful Hinata Hikaru's punch just now was. The onlookers were suddenly shocked and could not contain themselves. They blinked and looked at Hinata's small white fists, and then at her small arms and legs. It doesn't look like he can perform such a powerful physical technique at all. Is that human being? The Four Kingdoms. Senju Uto opened his eyes wide and looked at this shocking scene. This Hinata has obviously become stronger since the last time he fought against him. And it's just weirdly strong. Even he couldn't understand how Hikaru was able to confront the opponent's earth escape and hardening technique head-on with his physical body. This is the protagonist, unreasonably strong. Senju Uto murmured. He decided that he would hug Hinata's thigh tightly from now on. Hinata is the sky. Ah! The next moment, a roar was heard from the collapsed wall. In an instant, the Uchiha clan genin rushed back again. However, compared to the high spirits before, he now looks a lot more embarrassed. All kinds of dust, wall coverings, and gravel clung to his body, as if he had just stepped out of a pile of dust. What kind of physical skills are you doing? The genin of the Uchiha clan asked. He couldn't believe that he actually lost to the little psycho in front of him in head-to-head physical skills. Oh. Hinata scratched his head and smiled strangely. This is called monkey fist. Hateful. This genin of the Uchiha clan recognized what Hinata Hikari said as a mockery of him. Because, he had never heard of any physical technique called monkey fist. Not only him, but also everyone onlookers didn't know. That's right. Because many people, even though they are ninjas in Konoha, don't know that the third generation Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen has a psychic beast named Saru Demon. As for the monkey demon's physical skills such as the monkey demon's fist, which he has trained himself to be invulnerable, they are even less likely to know about it. And if Hinata Hikari hadn't had this unexpected encounter, he would also not have known the secret that the monkey demon's body was so hard that it could withstand even the Kusanagi sword. The monkey demon fist did not make any changes to Hinata's skin. What has changed is just the way chakra operates. The moment Hinata touched the opponent's fist, he almost subconsciously guided chakra to gather on the fist, which acted as a defense and buffer. However, this move is different from the soft fist and Tsunade's strange power. The essence of soft fist and strange power is the release of chakra. Ape demon fist is restrained. No matter how it functions, it is always within the body. It's my turn, right? Hinata Hikaru clenched his fists, and then, a terrible aura emanated from his body. The stirring chakra circulates throughout the body, as if the warm-up has been completed. Then, Hinata Hikaru took steps and suddenly rushed towards his opponent. The Uchiha's expression changed and he began to form seals. But he saw a figure flash. It was another genin girl from the Uchiha clan. This girl stood beside her fellow clansmen and formed the same seal. Water release, Water wave technique. Obviously, her seals were much faster than those of the tribesmen beside her. Puff. Like a water baby, this girl from the Uchiha clan spit out a rapid stream of water from her mouth and quickly swept towards Hinata Hikari. The technique of water escape and water wave, the difficulty is, D-level, it is a weakened version of sea-level water blast, it can be attacked and defended. Senju Uto immediately explained. At the same time, it was also reminding Hinata of the role of this move. Senju Uto, who has read countless street-style ninja novels, can quickly identify many ninjutsu. When Senju Uto was explaining, Hinata Hikaru was already quickly dodging this ninjutsu. Hinata Hikaru, who originally rushed over, jumped several times and returned to the original place. She didn't want anyone to spit on her. Not at all. Seeing that his fellow clan members were protecting him, the young genin of the Uchiha clan greeted him with his eyes and expressed his gratitude. At the same time, his seal was completed. Different ninjutsu, the number of seals is also different. Judging from the number of seals he has made, he will be able to activate a ninjutsu that is no less powerful than the water release water wave jutsu. The earth escapes and splits the earth. After completing the seal, he clapped his hands to the ground. Boom! The ground roared, and with the sudden release of chakra, the ground continued to crack, as if there were some invisible beasts running around on the ground, rushing towards Hyuga. If it hits, the force of the impact will at least break both legs. Earth-breaking earth-splitting, a D-level ninjutsu, is a shockwave released through the ground. Many people mistakenly believe that this move can be avoided by just jumping, however, in fact, the invisible shockwave is the one that kills. The body. The voice of the commentator changed. This time, it was someone else. Narrator, Minato Namikaze. At some point, Namikaze Minato and Nosatsu appeared here. There was also Jiraiya who still had a cast on his neck. He took 2 disciples and followed the sound. Yo. Jiraiya greeted Hinata Hikari with a pleased smile on his face. As the old man said, Hinata Hikaru is back indeed. Not only did he come back, he also learned new physical skills along the way. Ga, Jiraiya, you're not recovered yet. Hyuga Hikaru scoffed, turning a blind eye to the crisis in front of him. At the same time, she saw. Namikaze Minato smiled. He waved to Hinata Hikaru as a greeting. Even without speaking, Hinata could understand what he meant. Welcome back, Hikari-san. This is what Namikaze Minato told. He had never been worried about Hinata. Because he believed that Hinata couldn't die so easily, because Hinata was very strong. Namatsu had the same idea as Namikaze Minato. Hyuga Hikaru is justice, how could justice be so easily defeated by evil? If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 235. Hinata's way of chatting and laughing with others deeply irritated several Uchihas. They thought that Hinata looked down on them. Let's see how you hide. However, the ninjutsu was already in front of him, and Hinata couldn't hide even if he wanted to. The genin of the Uchiha clan looked ferocious and his eyes were bloodshot. He had almost seen the fate of Hinata Hikari's legs being broken off. In fact, Hinata Hikaru didn't even think about avoiding it. Facing the earth release ninjutsu that came to him, Hinata just calmly raised his fist, and spread his 5 fingers into claws. When the ninjutsu roared, Hinata grabbed the ground suddenly. Press palm. It's just an ordinary palm pressure, without any special effects of killing intent. But at this moment, in everyone's eyes, Hinata's petite body seemed to have endless power. At this moment, Hinata Hikari seemed not to be a genin, but a more powerful being. Faintly, there seemed to be a white ape roaring past in everyone's eyes. Boom! There was an explosive roar, and the originally powerful earth release ninjutsu came to an abrupt end, collapsing as if it had hit an iron wall. This punch also hit everyone's hearts. Hyuga Hikaru. Using a rigid fist that the Hyuga clan did not know how to use, he was able to withstand the D-level ninjutsu released by the elite Uchiha clan genin. Suddenly, their disdain and contempt for taijutsu disappeared. A feeling of messiness in the wind suddenly arose among everyone. Everyone present, whether they were genin or Chuyunin, were all shocked and speechless. Oh! Jiraiya touched his chin and watched the scene with a smile. It's a bit like Tsunade's strange power. Of course not. Jiraiya knew that Hinata Hikaru had learned something from the monkey demon, but he didn't expect it to be so powerful. Simply pressing your palms will never do this. But Hinata made the impossible possible. Is it the enhancement of physical fitness, the skill of using chakra, or both? Various thoughts flashed through Jiraiya's mind. After Hinata used this move, he did not stop, but rushed towards his opponent with an indomitable momentum. The boy from the Uchiha clan and the girl were both stunned. They had never seen someone actually use taijutsu to explode ninjutsu. What is this? However, they are still the Uchiha clan after all. In desperation, he reacted as he should. The girl genin of the Uchiha clan suddenly threw a row of shurikens. The young genin of the Uchiha clan shouted loudly and strengthened the earth escape hardening technique again. Ding ding ding. The shuriken was thrown at Hikari Hinata and collided with it. The imaginary avoidance or defense did not appear. Hinata didn't even pay attention to it and allowed the shuriken to be thrown on the surface of her body. Not only that, it also made a sound like gold and iron clashing. Everyone looked at the scene and were dumbfounded. Could it be that Hinata's body is made of iron? Be Bakana. The girl genin of the Uchiha clan screamed in surprise, with a look of disbelief on her face. Even Uchiha Ryuhuo's eyes became serious. He couldn't help but think. This Hinata Hikaru, did he really get some adventure? Boom! Hinata Hikaru's figure bumped into the opponent, and his fist fell. In an instant, the opponent's defense was torn apart. A cracking sound was heard. Then, debris flew. That was the sound of the earth escape hardening technique being broken. Then, a heartbreaking sound of fractures was heard, and the body of the unlucky Uchiha clan member was directly knocked away. The crowd dispersed in shock, and his body fell to the ground with a thud and rolled backwards. He didn't stop until he crashed into a stall set up by a vendor on the street. Compensate and find him. Hinata Hikaru stretched out his hand and pointed at his half-dead opponent, and said with a smile to the vendor who was slumped on the ground with a frightened look on his face. Then, Hinata turned his head and looked at the girl from the Uchiha clan. You, what kind of evil are you doing? The other party took a few steps back with a panicked look on his face, obviously frightened by Hinata Hikari's methods. This is certainly not some evil method. You. Hinata spoke softly, with a joking expression. Have you ever heard of a golden bell and an iron shirt? The ape demon fist is like a golden bell or iron cloth shirt, which can greatly increase the defense power. Hinata Hikaru is currently unable to hardwire sharper kunai. But it's no problem to resist the spinning shuriken. But given time, it will definitely be a miracle. This leader's current skills are only at the first level. When you reach the 10th level of Dzogchen, you bad guys will die. Hinata Hikari thought this in his heart, looking forward to the other party's performance. But the other party's performance disappointed her. Obviously, the other party has never heard of the golden bell or iron shirt. This disappointed Hinata Mitsuru, who wanted to continue to show off. You, go down. Sunlight seal. Water escape iron gun jade. Bang bang bang. A series of water balls were spit out from Hinata Hikari's mouth, and multiple iron gun jade were blocked like a barrage of cannons, blocking all the opponent's escape routes. The next moment, Hinata Hikaru, who treated the other person with his own way, beat the opponent into a drowned rat. Boom! The Uchiha girl who flew into the air suddenly landed on the ground and fainted immediately. Countless eyes fell on Hinata Hikari. Seeing her extremely powerful performance, I couldn't help but be moved. Is this the true strength of Hikaru Hinata, who was ridiculed by others? Everyone thought they knew enough about Hinata, but it wasn't until today that they discovered that their evaluation of Hinata was still too low. Hinata Hikaru, as a genin who had just graduated, actually directly selected 2 genin from the elite Uchiha clan. Not only that, it looks so relaxed and freehand. It seemed that it was just a matter of effort to deal with 2 genin of the Uchiha clan. This is how awesome! If this is the case, doesn't it mean that Hinata's talent is even higher than that of the Uchiha clan? Everyone looked sideways and looked at Uchiha Ryahuo. Today, will his title of the strongest genin be taken away from him? Became owned by Hinata Hikaru. The protagonist's becoming stronger still doesn't make sense. Senju Uto murmured dully. Falling off a cliff and encountering adventures, upgrading like eating and drinking, awesome, awesome, so awesome. Seeing this scene in front of him, Senju Uto actually had the urge to cry. He was moved. He always thought that things in ninja novels were YY and fake. But he still has dreams. Now, seeing his dream come true, Senju Uto suddenly felt that his life was worth it. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 236. But if Senju Uto knew. If Hyuga Hikaru was an alien, or a time traveler, he would probably be scared to death immediately. Uchiha Fire, tell me, how are you going to die? Hinata looked at Uchiha Ryuka and said nervously. However, her performance cannot be ignored by everyone. Hinata Hikari has already demonstrated her strength, and she will definitely be able to fight Uchiha Ryahuo back and forth. But the meaning contained in it is even more thought-provoking. So far, no one believes that Senju Uto murdered Hinata Hikaru. On the contrary, they began to suspect that it was the Uchiha fire thief who was shouting to catch the thief. And the way Senju Uto hugged his thighs also confirmed their opinion. But, this Uchiha, can it really be said that he is lawless? Hikaru Hinata, stop it. Behind Uchiha Ryuwai, a person suspected of being a dog rushed out, trying to stop the battle between Hinata Hikari and Uchiha Ryuwai. However, Hinata only gave him a gentle palm. Boom! The air vibrated and chakra passed by. A move called collapse palm slapped the opponent on the cheek. Snapped. The sound of a slap in the face was heard, and the blocker deformed in response, his face turned into an emoticon, his head tilted, and he flew into the air. He was actually slapped away. The decisiveness of the attack made Uchiha Ryahuo's cheeks twitch. This palm seemed to hit him in the face. Hinata Guang gently retracted her white hands, twisted her body, and spread her hands by her sides, making a strange posture. She faced the crowd with the back of her head and said loudly, "Who else wants to help the tyranny? I don't mind correcting him." Lin Yude corrected his palm. Rumor has it that this trick was used by a man named Lin Yude. Anyone who has been corrected can eventually turn over a new leaf and become a new person. You are very good, Hinata Hikari, but I am different from them. Uchiha Ryahuo raised his eyebrows. You are just a newly graduated genin, he. Uchiha Ryuka smiled while mobilizing the chakra in his body. A rich aura began to emerge, and the chakra in his body began to stir rapidly. Flesh, activated. By mobilizing chakra throughout the body, the ninja can perform actions that are beyond common sense, and the physical fitness will be doubled. From Hinata's perspective, chakra is no different from the internal power in martial arts novels. But in the blink of an eye, Uchiha Ryuho exuded a fierce aura. Among the onlookers, there were many Konoha ninjas. They frowned immediately after feeling the chakra of Uchiha Ryuho. Uchiha Ryuho said that he was a genin, but judging from his concentration of chakra, it was obvious that he was not a genin. This can be identified through the perception of chakra intensity. Just like in the original work, Heitake Kakashi easily recognized the Oni brothers as Kirigaku Chinin, and Jiraiya recognized the Iwa ninja killed by Nagato as a Chinin. There are certain things displayed in ninjas that can become judgment of its strength. Everyone talked aloud. The chakra strength displayed by Uchiha Ryuho is worthy of being called the strongest genin. So, what will happen when he faces Hikari? And what is even more inexplicable to everyone is, which side is correct? Uchiha Ryuho moved his body, and there was a cracking sound of bones coming from his neck. He was a head taller than Hinata Hikaru, and he almost looked at people through his nostrils. Have you noticed the difference in strength between you and me? If you don't want to suffer, come with me, go to the police department to be a witness, identify Senju Uto, and accept the investigation. Uchiha Ryuho spoke in a flawless manner, as if he was the righteous one. At the same time, he said that he would at most make Hinata suffer a little, but in fact, he had already thought about how to kill Hinata. High-level chess pieces. If you want to use this chess piece to suppress the Uchiha clan, don't blame Wu Cheng. Gaga, you are right, everything you said is right. Hinata Hikaru suddenly laughed strangely. Silly b. Hinata Hikari looked at Uchiha Ryuho with a sneer, and directly froze Uchiha Ryuho's smirking face on it. Hikari. His face fell apart almost immediately. How could the arrogant Uchiha know the terror of the Blue Star Trolls? When it comes to talking, all Uchiha are no match for Hinata Hikari. Hinata Hikari has won curses to make life difficult for them. Boom. I saw Uchiha Ryuho stamping hard on the ground, and spider web-like cracks spread out. The next moment, the whole person was like a strong wind, rushing towards Hinata Hikari. Unlike all the peers he had fought against before, Uchiha Ryuho's explosive power was significantly stronger and faster. Strength cannot be mentioned at all. In the blink of an eye, Uchiha Ryuho arrived in front of Hinata Hikaru. His speed caused everyone to exclaim. The sneer on Hinata Guang's face did not subside. He flicked his right sleeve and greeted it with his white palm. It is good. Seeing that Hikaru Hinata was able to counter-attack so quickly, Uchiha Ryuho Shindo, this little psychopath, really had two tricks up his sleeve. The reflexes and shooting speed alone are beyond the comparison of ordinary genin. However, meeting myself is not enough. Boom. Like flames beating, blue flames burned on Uchiha Ryuho's fists. It's chakra. Concentrating chakra on the surface of the palm and releasing it is a move used by many Chunin and Jounin. Uchiha Ryuho's ability to use this chakra control technique is enough to show that his strength has reached the level of Chunin. This change gave the onlookers no time to make a sound. Boom. When the two fists touched each other, the chakra whirlpool surging in Hinata Hikaru's palm immediately disappeared. Uchiha Ryuho's fist advanced inch by inch, attacking Hinata Hikari overwhelmingly. Humph. Uchiha Ryuho sneered. Hyagarukan is just about emitting chakra from the palm of your hand. But you think you are the only one in the Hyaga clan who knows this kind of move. My chakra fist will be used today to break the soft fist technique of your Hyaga clan. Today, in front of me, you have the only path to failure. The blue chakra cyclone in front of Hinata Hikari's palm was eliminated layer by layer, but Uchiha Ryuho's chakra fist, which looked like a substance, was approaching inch by inch. In the end, the blue chakra swallowed up the power of Hinata Hikari's palm, and Hinata Hikari stumbled back a few steps. All these changes happened in the blink of an eye. Only those ninjas with excellent eyesight can see clearly what is happening. Humph! Uchiha Ryuhuo, who kept punching, had cold arrogance and disdain on his face. The Hyuga clan's soft fist is nothing more than that. His taunting was not only mocking Hinata Hikaru, but also the entire Hinata tribe. However, in the face of Uchiha Ryuhuo's ridicule, Hinata Hikari couldn't help but not get angry, but instead laughed weirdly. Because, through the test just now, she saw through Uchiha Ryuhuo's methods in an instant. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 237. Chakra Fist. It just releases chakra from the acupuncture points of the hands to form a layer of protection and wrap it around the arms. But since others do not have the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan, this release is extremely rough and cannot be called a skill at all. Similarly, due to the lack of Byakugan support, most ninjas practice blindly. If they can practice chakra from the acupuncture points in their hands, they are considered lucky. This is why the average genin is usually unable to master this technique. But the Hyuga clan is different. They are born with Byakugan, which can see directly through the meridians of the human body. When they start, they can completely kill other clans. The Hyuga clan can release chakra not only from their palms, but also from other parts of their bodies. What Uchiha, are all scum. Hinata Hikari looked at Uchiha Ryuhuo with a strange expression, not knowing why he was so proud. Just a broken chakra enchantment. What's there to be proud of? Looking at Hinata Hikari, who looked down on him, Uchiha Ryuhuo's mocking face suddenly froze. Why is this little psycho looking at me like this? Wasn't she just repelled by herself? Quack. The more Uchiha Ryuhuo frowned, the happier Hinata smiled. She seemed to be saying, "You are just a younger brother." A normal person, an Uchiha who claims to be a genius and the strongest genin, would be so despised by a trashy Hyuga separation psychopath. Uchiha Ryuhuo was suddenly furious, and the muscles on his face twitched a few times, which showed his true inner thoughts. Drink! Uchiha Ryuhuo yelled loudly, and amid everyone's exclamations, his hands ignited blue flames at the same time, attacking Hinata Hikaru. Scum! Although the other person was obviously shorter than him, Uchiha Ryuhuo felt that he was the one being looked down upon. As Hinata said "Ja," another mocking words appeared. Don't you Uchiha have red eyes? Show your red eyes to me. Pink eye, of course, refers to the Sharingan. But Hinata Hikaru made a pun, and while mocking the other party, he also hinted that the other party was jealous. The extremely fast Uchiha fire failed to affect Hinata Hikaru, and she didn't even move. It wasn't until his opponent rushed in front of him that Hinata punched suddenly. Not a shot, but a punch. Suddenly, everyone only saw a flash of red in front of their eyes. The scenery that was originally dyed blue by the chakra flame suddenly changed, and the color of the Uchiha fire suddenly dimmed. Hinata punched out, and chakra flames actually danced in her white and slender hands. And, it's red. Killing intent wave rock attack. The red aura of murderous intent suddenly expanded, swallowing up the blue flame of Uchiha Ryuhuo like the infinite Tsukuyomi. Boom. It wasn't until it hit Uchiha Ryuhuo that the sudden bursting sound erupted. The air vibrates and sweeps across. Uchiha Ryuhuo's offensive collapsed instantly. Snapped. Then, Hinata hit Uchiha Ryuhuo's cheek with a backhand palm. Linyude corrects the palm. The Uchiha Ryuki himself, who was attacking Hinata Hikari, flew out like a spinning cannonball. Palm. He slapped the Uchiha fire away. And it's still a slap in the face. Suddenly, the talking crowd suddenly stopped. An unimaginable silence fell here. The onlookers stared blankly at this scene. They watched helplessly as the Uchiha flew backwards, then fell to pieces and rolled around on the ground, and finally, lay down completely. Several ninjas from the Uchiha clan police force who came in a hurry looked at the scene with dumbfounded eyes. What the hell is going on? Didn't Uchiha Ryuka just fight off this little psychopath? How could it be possible to become instantly killed in the blink of an eye? Incredible. Quack. Hinata Hikaru, who laughed out loud, looked at Uchiha Ruka lying on the ground with contempt. It's just chakra enchanting the fist. You are a scumbag who practices blindly. If you can release chakra from the acupuncture points on your hands, you can do it. However, this leader was able to do this when he first traveled through time. So, if I hit you, wouldn't it be the same as hitting your grandson? Hinata Hikari spread her hands. Hikari. Uchiha Ryuka clenched his teeth and climbed up from the ground, his face quickly swelling with extreme anger. I didn't expect, you can even use sea-level physical skills. If you don't use this trick, maybe I won't be able to catch you, but now. You are a genin and you are not qualified to be exposed to this kind of sea-level taijutsu, tell me where you stole it from. A big hat was placed on Hinata Hikaru's head. Ga, my leader is stealing, I am a genius. Countless people want to present ninjutsu in front of my leader. This kind of gorgeous life is something you, a scumbag, cannot understand. Hinata was nervous and shook her head, making Uchiha angry until he exploded. Of course he knew that sea-level physical skills could not be stolen that easily. But Hinata Hikaru's endless moves have always been a mystery. No one completely knows where Hinata came from to make these things. You must have stolen it. That's right. How could you have learned sea-level physical skills without stealing? Today, I must take you to the police department. Uchiha Ryuka wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and then the chakra aura on his body increased again. The true strength he had been hiding, the trump card he was planning to use in the Chunin exams, was finally revealed. It is not blind to sense the opponent's strength through the intensity of chakra. Just like the fragrant phosphorus in the original work, he can sense the chakra of everyone in the Five Shadows assembly. Keiru's statement at the time was that everyone participating in the 5 Cage conference had extremely powerful chakra, especially the Raikage, who was at the level of a tailed beast. There may be some things that ordinary ninjas cannot detect clearly, but for some perceptive ninjas, things like the strength of chakra can be easily identified. Simply speaking about the feeling of chakra, Uchiha Ryuka already possesses the qualifications of a Chunin. Looking at the surprised looks of the people around him, even several members of the Uchiha police department, Uchiha Ryuka felt quite proud. Hikaru Hinata, I admit that if I suppress my strength and fight you, I will lose, but now, I am ready to use my full strength. Maybe you can try to escape and see if I can't catch up with you. The corner of Uchiha Ryuka's mouth curled up, as if he was determined that the winner would be him. I can fight back. Uchiha Ryuka had this feeling. When several Uchiha people from the police department saw this scene, they were immediately reassured. It seemed that Uchiha Ryuka was winning. However, Hinata Hikaru looked at Uchiha Ryuka with great contempt. Ga, based on the performance of chakra, you can confirm a person's strength. Isn't the tailed beast stronger than the cage of the 5 great ninja villages? If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 238. As we all know, there are 5 major nations in the ninja world. There are 5 major ninja villages in the 5 major countries, and the strongest ninja in each village will be called Kage. but only the Raikage of Kyomagakure village can be said to have chakra comparable to tailed beasts, and none of the other cages of the four major nations have such a claim. However, chakra is not enough to match the tailed beast, so is there no way to deal with the tailed beast? That is obviously impossible. Fighting is not simply about who has more chakra. If that were the case, all ninjas in the ninja world would just serve as shovelers for the nine-tailed beasts and be called the tailed beasts masters. Seeing Hinata Hikari's sneer look, Uchiha suppressed his smile, and his handsome face became distorted. Return chakra, do you think you are the only one with more chakra? I have a huge amount of chakra, so I am not going to crush you, a scumbag. Hinata's body swayed, and red chakra trailed out from his body. Although it looks different from the blue chakra of ordinary ninjas, the intensity is indeed real. Everyone, including Uchiha Ryuhui, opened their eyes in disbelief. Be Bakana. Someone immediately exclaimed that it was impossible. A 9-year-old genin, the chakra strength is actually stronger than that of a 13-year-old Uchiha Ryuhui who is worthy of being a chunin. The corners of Uchiha Ryuhui's mouth couldn't help but twitch. Previously, being blown away by a punch had already made him very depressed. But currently, Hinata's trump card is not weaker than his at all, which makes him unable to calm down. He has worked hard and started practicing since he was a child. He is 4 years older than this little psycho, and his chakra intensity is actually not as good as the other person. It's impossible. She is not from the Uzumaki clan or the Senju clan, she is born with more chakra than others. Just a member of the Hyuga clan with average chakra. The general standard of the Hyuga clan is that they would lie on the ground tired after they die. Several police ninjas from the Uchiha clan who were watching were dumbfounded, and their performance was not much better. Suddenly, Uchiha Ryuhui thought of something. The special ability of this little psycho is named the blood succession limit of fluctuating murderous intent. Yes, it must be because of this blood inheritance limit that her chakra is much more than that of ordinary people. Don't worry, it's just chakra. He's just a newly graduated genin. Ga, how about it, Zaza? Isn't this leader much more powerful than you? Hinata Hikaru stood with his hands behind his back, his face full of pride. Uchiha Ryuhui took a deep breath to calm himself down. Maybe in terms of the power of physical skills, he really couldn't crush Hinata Hikaru. But he also has another trump card, and that is, the Sharingan. That's right, as long as the Sharingan is turned on, then this little mental illness is nothing to be afraid of. The Sharingan has the ability to see through all movements, even objects traveling at supersonic speeds. Relying on super dynamic vision, you will definitely be able to gain the upper hand. Sea-level taijutsu is very strong, but it means nothing if you can't hit it. Sharingan, open. I saw red light flashing in Uchiha Ryuhui's eyes, his pupils contracting, and in the blink of an eye, his eyes were dyed scarlet. At the same time, a total of 2 small black megatama appeared in the eyes. It's the Sharingan. The Sharingan of the Uchiha clan. Seeing this scene, the crowd of onlookers began to whisper again. Among them, there is no lack of envy and fear. The reason why the Uchiha clan is as famous as the Senju clan is not only due to the emergence of elites, but also the most important and strongest Sharingan. As one of the 3 major pupil techniques, the Sharingan is as famous as the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan. The blood inheritance limit within his bloodline can only be opened by some members of the clan. Therefore, even among the Uchiha clan, those who can open the Sharingan are the elite among the elite. To a certain extent, Uchiha Ryuhui is the genin goalkeeper of the Uchiha clan. Among the genin, there is no one stronger than him. Although Uchiha Ryuhui currently only has a single Megatama Sharingan activated, even with a single Megatama Sharingan, he has extremely strong insight. Moreover, the Magatama Sharingan alone can activate a simple hypnotic eye, which is a genjutsu. Even Senju Uto fell victim to this. Uchiha Ryuhuo shouted angrily, raised his fist and charged forward. He already knew that Hinata Hikaru could break the sea-level fire release go fireball technique. Therefore, he would not waste chakra foolishly to force it. Hinata Hikaru threw out a punch, but Uchiha Ryuhuo easily dodged the punch. Sharingan, red light flashed. Humph! Uchiha Ryuhuo sneered. This is the Sharingan. Relying on excellent dynamic vision, he can see through any attack. According to what Uchiha Ryuhuo knows, after the Sharingan evolves to the 3 Megatama, it can even see through thunder. The speed of thunder is 1/1000th of a second. Cricket Hyaga's little mental illness. After escaping Hinata Hikaru's attack, Uchiha Ryuhuo felt calm. The right fist he waved was burning with blue flames, and he fiercely attacked Hinata Hikaru. As long as you have the eyes to see through attacks, the opponent's physical skills will be useless. But he saw Hinata Hikaru with a half smile on his face, his left palm retracted, and his right hand charging up. The next moment, the chakra suddenly agitated, and he shot out with his right palm. Boom! The air 1 meter in front of him suddenly became distorted. The wave of killing intent collapses the palm. The red aura suddenly emerged and beat, and a red vortex airflow was generated in front of him 1 meter away, fiercely meeting the Uchiha Ryuhuo who was charging towards him with his fist raised. The attack distance and range of a simple collapsing palm is not very large. But after adding the fluctuation of killing intent, the damage and range can be spread. Uchiha Ryuhuo suddenly opened his eyes wide. He saw a tsunami-like force in front of him, slamming down on his head and face, instantly covering his body. There is nowhere to hide, up, down, left, or right. Under a palm, the whole person seemed to be in a furnace, and the body surface was reflected red. The onlookers watched the scene without blinking, with red light flashing in front of their eyes, which was dazzling. The wave of murderous intent and the collapsing palm directly hit the Uchiha Ryuhuo. Ugh! Uchiha Ryuhuo let out a muffled cry and flew backwards. In mid-air, a few red lines passed by, which was the blood spilling from the mouth and nose of Uchiha Ryuhuo. Palm! He directly broke the Sharingan and beat the flow of fire until he vomited blood. Everyone exclaimed, shocked by this incredible scene. Several Uchiha ninjas from the police department were stunned and their faces were ashen. A newly graduated genin faced off against Uchiha Ryuhuo, who was qualified to be promoted to Chuyunin, but the latter lost. This incident was far more shocking than the defeat of other Uchihas. No matter how strong the other Uchiha clan members who were defeated by Hinata Hikaru were, they were just ordinary clansmen without the Sharingan. The Uchiha Ryuhuo possesses the true power of the Uchiha clan. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 239. After blowing away the Uchiha flowing fire, Hinata put away his moves and stood with his hands behind his back. Hide, keep hiding, I will see where you go, the leader will hide. Hinata was beaming with joy and looked extraordinary. For a moment, there was no sound in the field, and only Hinata Hikaru's weird smile spread in the air. There was no way, the scene in front of me was too incredible. The strongest Uchiha, the strongest Sharingan, was blown away with just one palm. Not even touching, just separated from each other. Moreover, he was defeated by a little psychopath with an abnormal brain. It's not over yet. Suddenly, another voice appeared in the field. Everyone looked around and saw that Uchiha Ryuhuo, who was lying on the ground in a panic, could actually raise his head with difficulty and stared at Hinata. Alas! Hinata was slightly surprised. This scumbag didn't get hit with a palm until he couldn't move. You know, her palm has real power. After practicing the ape demon fist, her physical fitness has been enhanced again. It can almost compete with sea-level ninjutsu. Uchiha who can actually fight. Well, the title of the strongest genin really has two brushes. You scum, if you have any other moves, let's use them together. Hinata Hikari looked down at the embarrassed Uchiha very arrogantly. No matter what moves the opponent uses, she will destroy them directly. It is good. Uchiha Ryuho looked ferocious and slowly got up from the ground. This little mental illness made him embarrassed and lost all face. What's even more ridiculous is that this little psycho didn't take advantage of the victory and instead gave him a chance to breathe. This is also her biggest mistake. To be kind to the enemy is to be cruel to yourself. This little psychopath who has never seen blood will fall into her own stupidity today. Gollum. Uchiha Ryuho ate something. Hinata, who had excellent eyesight, could clearly see the small pill. It looks familiar, it's called Bing Liangwan. That is, a stimulant for ninjas. Fire escape. Uchiha Ryuho began to form seals. The chakra on his body is expanding rapidly, and the chakra feels at least twice as powerful. When he fought Hikaru Hinata just now, he basically didn't consume much chakra. The reason why I take Zyabing Liangwan is to temporarily increase the chakra in the body, so as to release the most powerful ninjutsu. Once the ninjutsu that is being prepared is released, all the current chakra will be drained instantly. The amount of chakra consumed is extremely exaggerated and terrifying. Even he didn't have the energy to support the consumption of this ninjutsu, so he took Bing Liangwan to forcefully perform this move. Soon, Uchiha Ryuho completed the seal. Fire release Fire Dragon Flame Bullet. Uchiha Ryuho's chest suddenly swelled, and then, boom! The flames roared, and an unimaginable scorching flame suddenly burst out, like a roaring fire dragon. Whether it's speed or quality, the sea-level fire release fireball technique must be instantly defeated. It's a B-level fire escape. It's actually a B grade. The emergence of B-level ninjutsu directly put indelible horror on the faces of the onlookers. No one would have thought that Uchiha Ryuho had such a trump card. B-level ninjutsu, generally speaking, only Jounin can master it. Not to mention B-level auxiliary ninjutsu such as shadow clones. Let's talk about B-level ninjutsu with 5 attributes of escape. Each escape requires the caster to have matching chakra. Otherwise, there is no way to release it at all. Although this Uchiha Ryuho forcibly released B-level ninjutsu with the help of Hiryomaru, it can also be seen from here how talented he is. Even the few ninjas from the Uchiha police department who were present didn't know that Uchiha Ryuho could release B-level ninjutsu. They have no idea when Uchiha Ryuho mastered this ninjutsu. Is it? The Uchiha ninjas of the police department's eyes lit up and they thought of a possibility. It must have been specially arranged by the clan leader so that Uchiha Ryuho could successfully kill this little psychopath. However, this Uchiha Ryuho's talent is too exaggerated. He actually mastered B-level ninjutsu as a genin. If this continues, it is not impossible for Uchiha Ruka to be directly appointed as squad leader when he becomes a Chuunin and enters the police force. Everyone had different thoughts, but there was no doubt that the fire dragon released by Uchiha Ryuho roared and rushed towards Hinata Hikari with an unstoppable force. Anyone with a discerning eye can see that Uchiha's move, the B-level fire dragon flame bullet, is not at the same level as the power released by a real Jounin. It's clear that there's no comparison in terms of scale or speed. It can only be said to be a weakened version. But even so, it is far from being comparable to the sea-level fire release fireball technique. Standing 7 or 8 meters away, they could feel the scorching torrent. This means that no matter how weak the power of B-level ninjutsu is, it is more lethal than any sea-level ninjutsu. What's even more shocking is that Hinata actually stood motionless. Could it be that she was frightened? That's right, she is just a genin who has just graduated. Where has she ever seen such a battle? The activation of B-level ninjutsu may not be able to be stopped even by the Chuunin present. Because ordinary civilian Chunin only know ordinary C-level ninjutsu. In other words, their training resources cannot even be compared with the genin's Uchiha Ryu. This is the foundation of the big family. It's okay, just listen. Hinata nodded her little head, but she affirmed and praised Uchiha Ryu's methods without hesitation, and everyone thought she was really frightened. Even though he was about to die, he still nervously praised other people's ninjutsu. Hinata Hikaru really couldn't resist this B-level ninjutsu. Perhaps, she can break through C-level ninjutsu with soft fists, but B-level ninjutsu belonging to the Jounin series is too complex to be used. Summoning a crimson clone, the main body and the clone release the most powerful collapsing palm together. They may be able to compete with each other, but they may eventually be swallowed up by the aftermath of B-level ninjutsu, and they may be seriously injured even if they don't die. In addition, Hinata Hikari doesn't have the habit of carrying a substitute wood with her when she goes out. So, it's cold. This is obviously impossible. Hinata Guang shook his little hand and slipped a scroll from his sleeve. This scroll is very common, the kind found in bad streets, and even elementary school students can afford it. The scroll cost her 50 taels. It is such an ordinary scroll, but it is the key to victory for Hinata Hikaru. One of the strongest counter Uchiha ninjutsu. B-level ninjutsu fire seal. In the original work, even Uchiha Itachi and the Mangekyo Sharingan's Amaterasu can be instantly sealed, the strongest fire escape sealing technique. The inventor of the technique is naturally the number 1 Naruto Uchiha Kuriko Senju Tobirama. Hinata Hikaru seemed to be able to see Senju Tobirama's majestic figure emerging from the horizon, waving to her. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 240. Quack. Hinata laughed strangely, waved his right hand, and with the execution of the graceful movement, the scroll was unfolded. On it, densely written were a bunch of black runes that looked like ghostly drawings. In the middle, a black circle appeared. 4 arrows intertwined with it, ultimately pointing inside the blank circle. Seeing this scene, everyone was a little confused. They didn't understand why Hinata Hikaru took out a scroll. Even Uchiha Ryuka looked baffled. In his opinion, Hinata Hikari is already a dead person. She couldn't dodge even if she wanted to. The B-level fire release fire dragon flame bullet was naturally not comparable to ordinary rubbish ninjutsu. Even if you run, you will be overtaken by the stalking fire dragon and torn into ashes. Humph. Uchiha Ryuho sneered and shook his body a few times. There was no way, this ninjutsu was too taxing on him. Not only was the Sharingan forcibly closed and disappeared in an instant, but the scene in front of him even became dizzy and blurry. That is. Among the onlookers, someone recognized the ninjutsu. It's Zillet. His eyes widened in disbelief, and his originally cynical expression became exaggerated and horrified. Jiraiya never thought that Hinata Hikaru could really seal the fire seal. Just this moment. Sunlight seal. Fire seal. Boom. It's like a cat that sees a mouse, or a moth that sees a flame. The B-level fire dragon flame bullet suddenly hit the scroll in front of Hinata Hikaru. Amid everyone's dull gazes, the fire dragon flame bullet actually dived into the scroll that Hinata Hikari unfolded. Silence. Silence all over. Silence without clothes, silence with Chikuakyo stripped naked. There is no sound. Everyone's mouths were wide open and their eyes were wide open. Some people even dropped their jaws on the spot. The B-level fire dragon fire bomb disappeared and was just gone. They don't understand what's going on. Uchiha Liuhuo was dizzy and did not see the scene that just happened. After standing up straight again, he looked around the scene and found, the little psychotic boy in front of her was standing right in front of her. Uchiha Liuhuo blinked sharply, but the result was still the same. Hinata stood there intact. There was no way, the speed of sealing the fire seal was too fast, so fast that it could be sealed in an instant. It was at this moment that Uchiha Liuhuo missed the opportunity to see clearly. It wasn't until he saw clearly the scroll that Hinata Hikaru had folded, and the word sealed in multiple places in the center, that he realized what had happened. Be Bakana! Uchiha Ryuka screamed exaggeratedly. This scream even had a sharp feminine sound, turned into a eunuch's voice due to excessive fear. Gaga, nothing is impossible. Who knows, there will always be unscrupulous people who want to harm my leader. Hinata rolled it up casually and closed the scroll again. This leader has long known what you Uchiha clan ninjas are. In other words, Hinata Hikaru was prepared to be killed long ago. They are quite well prepared for various measures taken by the Uchiha clan. It's like the script was written in advance. Senju Uto murmured, with a look of shock on his face. This is the kind of treatment only the protagonist gets. It is clear. Hinata Hikari cheated on the spot this time. This is how, Nyocha clearly arranged for Uchiha Ryuwai. This is the real protagonist. Under the shocked gazes of Uto Senju and everyone else, Hyuga Hikari, who put away the scroll, smiled and walked towards Uchiha Ryuwai. Don't come over. After the chakra is exhausted, Uchiha Ryu is nothing more than a salted fish. Although Bingliangguan still has the effect of restoring chakra, Hinata Hikari can kill him before that happens. At this time, the first people in the crowd to react were 4 Uchiha clan ninjas from the police department. Although the Uchiha clan occasionally fights with each other, most of the time they are very united. Seeing that Uchiha Ryuwai was about to suffer a loss, several members of the clan would not stand idly by. The 4 of them looked at each other, and after making eye contact, they immediately decided to do it themselves. With the 4 of them, crushing Hikari was just like playing. The Uchiha clan's face must never be lost like this again. After making up their minds, the 4 people jumped up, planning to jump into the field to surround Hinata Hikari. After subduing Hinata Hikari, he was sent to a prison controlled by the Uchiha clan, where he could be manipulated as he wished. The 4 ninjas of the Uchiha clan thought happily. However, the next moment. Ninjutsu spider binding. A huge spider web suddenly greeted the 4 people in an extremely tricky direction. Nani? The 4 Uchiha ninjas were surprised, but they reacted immediately. The 4 of them are all Chuyunin. Although they were confused by the sudden appearance of the spider web, this did not prevent them from taking out their kunao and slicing through the spider web. The idea is beautiful, the reality is very skinny. Before they could wave their kunao, another gust of wind hit them. Wind escape breakthrough. Boom. The violent wind suddenly accelerated the spider web, and the already fast-flying spider web enveloped the 4 people like lightning. With the pressure of the strong wind, the 4 Uchiha ninjas who were stuck by the spider webs flew out on the spot, landed heavily, and rolled into a ball. Next moment, 2 figures suddenly fell to the left and right sides of Hinata Hikaru. It was Namikaze Minato and Namatsu. Why do weak people fight? Yesong, a second-year middle school boy, looked at the embarrassed 4-person police department with a look of disdain. Hikaru Hinata-san, we arrived in time, right? Minato Namikaze said with a smile. Hinata Hikari was obviously stunned for a moment, and then excitement and some indescribable emotion rose from the bottom of her heart. Gaga, you 2 have done a good job in escorting me. Later, I will treat you to ramen, no, barbecue. It's best to call Jiraiya-sensei. Namikaze Minato scratched his hair and suggested gently. But before that, I have to solve one thing first. Hinata Hikaru turned around and looked at Uchiha, who got up and ran away. Without chakra, he staggered and ran out of the crowd. However, how could Hinata let him go? Zaza, you have offended this leader and still want to leave. Before Hinata Hikari could finish her words, she exerted force on her feet, and her whole body instantly moved behind Uchiha. You. In the horrified face of Uchiha, who looked back, Hinata Hikaru unleashed the most powerful killing move against Uchiha. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 241. Seal. The Seal of Fire Escape. The four Uchiha ninjas who had just cut through the cobwebs opened their eyes wide when they saw this scene. This Hyuga Hikaru actually. Run away. The four of them shouted in unison, and the target was naturally Uchiha. As soon as the fire escape ninjutsu comes out, Uchiha will definitely die. The four of them never expected that Hikaru Hinata would dare to kill Uchiha. Everyone had a look of panic on their faces, and they could already imagine how furious Uchiha Akeyama would be after learning about Uchiha death. Quack. Hinata laughed strangely, and his whole figure suddenly turned dark. But in this black silhouette, two red lights lit up. Those are Hinata's eyes. In the horrified eyes of Uchiha, the devil-like Hinata took action. Uchiha was scared, really scared. He had never felt that death was so close to him. He shouldn't mess with this little psycho, he should practice honestly, eventually become a Chunin, and live peacefully. He's only 13 and he doesn't want to die yet. And it is said that, a mentally ill person who kills will not be punished with death, but will only be imprisoned. Ah, 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 ah. Before the move came, the screams of Uchiha resounded all around. The fluctuation of murderous intention will kill for thousands of years. Hinata maintained the fire escape seal, and the hands that formed the seal were pressed forward suddenly. Boom. Uchiha figure stagnated. It was obvious that he and Hinata were 2 meters apart, with a space in between, but he was stagnant like this. Hinata Hikaru maintained the stabbing action before taking action. 2 meters away, was the motionless Uchiha. This moment seems to be frozen eternity. Just when everyone is confused. At the scene, there were new changes. See you soon. The next moment, the center of Uchiha buttocks produced an extreme red light. This is an air attack. Ah! Uchiha let out a miserable cry, and with unparalleled power, his whole body flew directly into the sky. The onlookers were stunned and stunned. Their eyes followed the Uchiha fire rising, rising, rising. Until Uchiha flew to a height of 7 or 8 meters. After, Uchiha rolled his eyes in mid-air, like a drowning person, and like he was out of breath due to lack of oxygen. He just passed out. The strength will be exhausted. This arrogant boy from the Uchiha clan, known as the strongest genin, followed Newton's law and fell straight to the ground. Boom. There was a muffled sound, and dust flew up. Uchiha body shook for a moment, and then, there was no sound again. Silence, the silence of Chiguakyo. The onlookers stared blankly at this scene, ranging from extreme fear to confusion now. Isn't it the seal of fire escape? Isn't the difficulty of this little psychosis about releasing fire escape ninjutsu to kill Uchiha? How suddenly? Then, they felt a tightness behind them, and some insurmountable feeling filled everyone's heart. It's so miserable, it's so miserable. I'm afraid, Uchiha has already done that. It really shocks those who hear it and sheds tears when they see it. The fortunen of the Uchiha clan were also shocked by this sudden change and froze on the spot. They just stared blankly at the Uchiha fire that exploded in the center of the back of the body. This move is called Thousand Years Kill. Hinata's nervous voice rang out on the silent street. This move was invented by the second Hokage Senju Tobirama, and it is specially used to punish the evil Uchiha. Hinata Hikaru poked forward with her little hand and said seriously. Everyone felt tight again and their bodies trembled. This Hinata also has a commentary. No. That's not the point. The point is, Hinata Hikaru actually exploded the Uchiha fire in front of the public. How? It's hard to describe. There were many elderly people among the onlookers, but they had never heard of anyone using this move to attack their opponents. Hinata Hikaru's heartbreaking madness made everyone shocked and moved. She destroyed more than just Uchiha Ryuka's body. They also destroyed Uchiha Ryuhuo's dignity and made him look embarrassed in public. Uchiha fire. Already socially dead. In the future, when people mention Uchiha Ryuhua, their first reaction is, "Oh, that's the Uchiha who was blasted by Hinata Hikaru. Ha ha. Ha ha." The crowd suddenly began to laugh. At first, only a few people were suppressing laughter. Then laughter broke out and more people joined in. There was nothing they could do about it. After thinking about it, they found that this scene was too joyful. Maybe it was a good thing that Uchiha fainted. If he had been awake, he would probably have committed suicide on the spot out of shame. Hinata didn't smile. She stepped forward and walked towards Uchiha Ryuhuo, who was 7 or 8 meters away. Uchiha Ryuhuo was provoking her from the beginning to the end of this matter. How could she do it without charging some interest? In broad daylight, with everything clear, Hikaru Hinata began to perform a robbery live. She turned the Uchiha Ruka over and started groping. In a short while, he turned Uchiha Ryuhua's ninja bag into his own. Later, she found a ninjutsu scroll on Uchiha Ryuhua. After weighing it, Hinata Hikaru estimated that this ninjutsu scroll was the fire release fire dragon flame bullet just released by Uchiha Ryuhua. Because no matter how powerful a genin is, it is impossible to create a B-level fire escape on his own. Someone must have given it to him. Coincidentally, Uchiha Ryuhuo, who was not good at learning, also carried this scroll with him. This time, Hinata Hikaru was advantaged. Not bad, not bad. Hinata put away the scroll and didn't bother to take a look at Uchiha Ryuhua, who was lying on the ground like a dead dog. Now that I have finished taking the things, I naturally go and do whatever I need to do. Hey, I am a little hungry. Hinata rubbed her belly. After living with the ape demon for a week, I only ate fruit all day long. It was strange that I could feel full. Let's go. Minato Namikaze and Naso Matsu, follow this leader to the restaurant. Hinata Hikari waved her arms, and what she was holding in her hand was Uchiha Ryuhua's wallet. She wants to use the money in this wallet to treat her guests. After being stunned, the Uchiha clan ninjas in the crowd of onlookers reacted. They scrambled to lift Uchiha Ryuhua, preparing to send him for treatment. Of course, the more important thing is not to continue to embarrass yourself. Until Hinata Hikaru left, the discussion behind him was still endless. What happened today will sweep through Konoha like a storm and become a new topic of conversation for people after dinner. As for what kind of impact it will have, it is not within the scope of Hyuga's consideration. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 242. After a week of big meals, Hinata Hikaru felt very full. Especially, it's even more fun to spend other people's money instead of your own. The only thing that's a bit of an eyesore is, a person who shouldn't be there. Senju Uto, why don't you go home? Hinata Hikaru looked at Senju Uto with disgust, wishing that this guy would disappear before her eyes. I'm seeing someone outside, Hiwaga Hikari-san. Senju Uto waved his hands shamelessly and sat down. Hinata Hikari, Namikaze Minato, Namatsu, and Jiraiya were sitting on their seats, waiting for the feast. Senju Uto followed him very familiarly. Also met outside. Hyaga Hikaru, stare, 0. However, no matter how Hikari drove him away, Senju Uto was like a piece of candy and didn't intend to leave. He finally hugged the protagonist's thigh. How could he let go so easily? I made a decision. Senju Uto spoke righteously. From now on, I will be Hinata Hikari's bitch. Senju Uto cupped his hands, tilted his head, half bowed, and half kneeled on one leg, as if he was waiting for Hinata to help him up. And he said this without changing his expression, making people admire his shamelessness. Hinata glared and felt good. A bitch of the Senju clan, this is okay. Hyaga Hikaru-sama, I noticed that your reputation is not loud enough. You can't be recognized by a bunch of people on the street. Senju Uto stood up on his own and leaned over, as if he was fully in character. Let's do this, I will declare your name for you, what do you think? Quack, okay. Of course Hinata was happy, and she immediately nodded in agreement. Seeing this scene, Jiraiya and others were quite speechless. Although Hinata Hikaru is very smart, in some things, she is cute and stupid. And it can be seen from here that there is indeed something wrong with her little head. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to refer to myself as the leader of the sect. Jiraiya didn't know what Senju Uto was up to or what his intentions were. But anyway, he knew. Senju Uto is a Finnish child who was severely abused by ninja novels. The kind that is hopeless. Personal diagnosis by Tsunade, a medical ninja from Usha and also a member of the Senju clan. In this way, while the food was being served, Senju Uto and Hinata Hikari discussed it. Well, it was actually Senju Uto's unilateral idea. Finally, after the discussion, Senju Uto ran out of here crying and howling. Master Tongtian has boundless magic power and vast magical powers, and his magic rules the central planes. Jiraiya. Namikaze Minato. Yes song. Senju Uto recited some very shameful and unknown lines, and his voice spread far away, far away. That night, Konoha, the underground main hall of Minagawa Shrine. The members of the Uchiha clan gathered here, including Uchiha Futaba and Uchiha Fire Rock. But Uchiha Ryawai, who was supposed to appear here, was unexpectedly absent. Uchiha Akeyama was sitting in front of the stone tablet left by the Six Paths sage, looking around at the clansmen under the steps. After a long while, he slowly said, Uchiha Ryuho was defeated. Except for a few tribesmen who were slightly surprised, most of the tribesmen had sad expressions on their faces. After Uchiha Ryuho was defeated by Hinata Hikaru, he was rushed to the Uchiha police department and received treatment from the medical ninja. Most of the ninjas of the Uchiha clan knew about the defeat of Uchiha Ryuho. Of course, more importantly, the heavy damage suffered by Uchiha Ryuho made all those who knew about it tense up. This is the ultimate humiliation for the Uchiha clan, to actually use that move. Hateful. Captain Chiu, we absolutely cannot tolerate that little mental illness going on like this. We must kill her immediately. The grown man with white hair yelled. If he loses in an upright competition, he can still tolerate it. But that little psycho actually used the vicious Millennium Killer. Calm down Yashiro. Uchiha Akeyama stopped his confidant, Uchiha Yashiro. But. No but. After a long while, Yashiro Uchiha returned to his own seat angrily and sat down. Team leader. Uchiha Takano, who had double Megatama eyes, spoke calmly. He is an elite Chuunin of the Uchiha clan and one of the squad leaders of the police force. At that time, he was the one who used the Sharingan to control the three Kusanagi to attack Hinata Hikaru. According to several tribesmen present, that Hyuga Hikaru used a B-level fire sealing seal to seal the B-level fire escape fire dragon bullets of flowing fire. As soon as these words came out, many Uchiha people who only knew one thing but not the other became noisy. They only knew that Uchiha Ryahuo was defeated, but they did not know that Hinata Hikaru used a sealing technique to seal the B-level fire escape. The B-level fire sealing seal is a very rare sealing technique. There are very few people in the village who can use this technique. In addition to the third generation Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, it is Jiraiya who is his own disciple. Not even Orochimaru knows this move. So. That's right, everyone, Jiraiya must have taught Hinata Hikaru the sealing technique. Damn it, you know it's the high-level officials of Konoha who are targeting us now. For a time, there was a lot of discussion in the basement. Almost most of the clan members said that Konoha's top brass had finally shown their flaws. Specially use the sealing technique to restrain the Uchiha clan's fire escape to deal with them. At this gathering, two brothers and sisters, Uchiha Futaba and Uchiha Huoyan, were also here. But they just sat there in silence, saying nothing. They are genin. They have just graduated and can only sit at the bottom of the seat. They have no right to speak yet. However, they couldn't help but marvel when they heard that Uchiha Ryahuo, who possessed the Sharingan Eye, had been defeated by Hinata Hikaru. Has Hinata become more powerful again? How long has it been since graduation? Even the Uchiha Ryahuo was defeated. Moreover, she even uses the E-level physical skill 1000-year kill. I have to say, she really has her style. When the discussion died down, Uchiha Takano spoke again. So, if you send tribesmen who are good at fire escape, they will probably be very passive. Unless an elite level Chuunin or even a special Jounin is sent. Because the chakra content of Chuunin and Jounin is much greater than that of Genin. Even if Hinata's light can seal one fire escape, how about 2 or 3? However, if they were crushed by Chuunin and special Jounin, they would definitely be counterattacked by Jiraiya and even Konoha's top brass. If nothing else, Jiraiya would definitely stop it personally. And Jiraiya's combat power, even the clan leader, Uchiha Akeyama, had a headache. If it were Orochimaru, Uchiha Akeyama wouldn't be afraid. Because according to Uchiha Akeyama's investigation, Orochimaru's weakness is Genjutsu. The existence of the 3 Megatama Sharingan can restrain him very well. But Jiraiya, there are at least several ways to break Genjutsu or ignore Genjutsu. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 243. His frontal toughness is the strongest among Orochimaru and Tsunade. Taijutsu, ninjutsu, and chakra are all top-notch, and his basic quality is terrifyingly stable. Fighting with him will inevitably lead to a long war of attrition. The most troublesome thing is that Jiraiya can also summon various toads with special abilities in Miyamu Mountain. If he was given enough time, Uchiha Akeyama had no doubt that he could move all the toads in Mount Miyuki. One person and a group of toads surrounding him, it's scary to think about it. Unless he is strong enough to kill most of the toads in one blow. For example, the third generation Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, who is at his peak, and the demigod Sancho Hanzo, are shadow-level powerhouses. So, Takano, what do you mean? Captain, we can hire killers from the underground black market. Uchiha Takano said something very scary with a deadpan expression. Currently, no one among the genin of the Uchiha clan is Hikari's opponent. If you pull out a Chuunin or above, you will inevitably encounter the same counterattack. If you are a killer, then, even elite Chuunin or even Jounin will be fine. As long as the hands and feet are clean, who can accuse the Uchiha clan of doing it? Faced with this extremely tempting proposal, Uchiha Akeyama hesitated. Hiring a killer on the underground black market means being suspected of betraying the village. Because most of the killers in the underground black market are rebellious ninjas from various ninja villages. They unite with the rebellious ninjas to attack and kill ninjas in their own villages. This crime, although the Uchiha clan is dissatisfied with the suppression by the top management, it has not yet reached the point of rebelling against the village. Once someone catches the handle. Hearing these words, the Uchiha Futaba siblings were horrified. They did not expect that Uchiha Takano would be so vicious. After participating in several rallies and the complaints from the clan members, the brother and sister did know that the Uchiha clan was being treated unfairly. For example, Konoha's top brass never allowed Uchiha clan ninjas to enter Umbu. Ninjas from the Uchiha clan are never allowed to hold other responsibilities other than the police department. All kinds of oppression. However, even so, once you get involved with the rebellious ninja killer in the underground black market, is he seeking death? What's more, Hinata Guangming is obviously innocent. She is not a pawn of Konoha's high-level officials at all. She's just a little psycho. She's just a little psycho. Just a little psycho, a little psycho, a psycho. Okay, try not to leave any clues when doing things. After pondering for a while, Uchiha Akeyama finally agreed. A vicious smile appeared on Uchiha Takano's lips. Don't worry, Captain, I'll take care of this matter. A new murder plan for Hinata Hikaru was determined. The news of Hinata Hikari's defeat of Uchiha Ryuwei spread throughout Konoha in just a few days. Originally, playing house and fighting between children was nothing. But the problem is involved in the murder incident that caused a lot of noise last week. It seems that things are not like what Uchiha Ryuwei told. It was Senju Uto who wanted to murder Hinata Hikari. On the contrary, Senju Uto has now become Hinata Hikari's loyal lackey. Whenever he meets anyone, he shouts, "Master Tongtian." With boundless magic power and vast supernatural powers, he can control the central plains. For those who don't know, I thought the Senju clan also had a mental illness. And Uchiha Ryuwei, who was severely humiliated by Hinata Hikari, surpassed Hinata Hikari's reputation and became the #1 man. Being defeated by Hinata Hikaru is one thing. More importantly, people who heard it were sad and those who heard it shed tears as they sang, a certain song that was said to have been composed by Senju Tobirama under his stage name Senju Oki when he was young. Chrysanthemums are left all over the ground. Your smile has turned yellow. Flowers fall and people are heartbroken. I lie quietly with my thoughts. 1 week after Hikaru Hinata defeated Uchiha Ryuki. Konoha Hidden Village, on a main street. Hinata Hikaru was dressed in white and looked full of energy. The title of the strongest genin has obviously been removed from Uchiha Ryuwei. People are talking about Hikaru Hinata being the strongest genin in Konoha. Of course, some people must be dissatisfied with this kind of thing. Judging from the original work of Naruto, at the genin level, there is a wide range of age groups. Many people can be genin before the age of 10. There are also many people who are still genin in their 20s. There are even grandfathers and grandmothers, who are still genin. Without passing the assessment, no matter how old you are, you will not be appointed as a Chuunin. Chuunin, you have to go through a serious examination. Opposite Hinata Hikaru, there was a girl who looked about 15 or 6 years old. Even though this girl is old, she is still a genin. You can tell from here, either she is too strong, just like a certain Huang Mao who cheats and rubs balls into the sky. Either she is too weak and still a genin at this age. She was looking at Hinata Hikari with a look of dissatisfaction. Hikari Hinata, aren't you just taking advantage of the Hyuga clan's bloodline? Without the Hyuga clan's bloodline, how could you be so powerful? The theory of blood is deeply rooted in this world. The dragon begets the dragon, the phoenix begets the phoenix, and the son of the mouse can make holes. This concept has been deeply rooted in people's hearts for more than 1,000 years. In people's eyes, the son of the Hokage is the Hokage, and the son of the Hokage's advisor is the Hokage's advisor. The son who dies for someone else dies for someone else. This is fact and destiny. If Hikaru Hyuga was not from the Hyuga clan, how could she be so powerful? This argument. Recently, they have been popping up in Konoha like mushrooms after a rain. Challengers come one after another. Hinata Hikaru heard the other party's sarcasm, but was not angry. Quack, these are all good things. Hinata Hikari said. Why is it a good thing? Because this is a concentrated outbreak of dissatisfaction among the bloodless people, their awakening to the disgust of bloodline theory. Perhaps one day, this general denunciation of bloodline theory will spread across the entire ninja world like a spark that starts a prairie fire. The other party was stunned when he heard Hinata Hikari's answer. This answer is completely wrong. Then, Hinata looked at her and said, "What did you just say?" "The wind was too strong and I didn't hear it." The other party was so angry that he almost vomited blood. The blushing girl pointed condescendingly at Hinata Hikari's nose and said loudly, "I said Hikaru Hinata, don't you just have a good bloodline?" Hinata Hikaru seemed to be stunned when the other party pointed at his nose and asked. However, the next moment, she chuckled and scratched her head sheepishly. "You don't have one. Didn't you? Didn't you? You, didn't, had?" The other party was stunned for a moment, and then trembled with anger. If she had, she would still be scolding Hinata Hikaru here. "Hikaru Hinata, I want to challenge you." After the anger, comes the irrational declaration of challenge. No matter how strong the sunlight is, so what? She must at least take a piece of meat from Hinata Hikaru's body. Just then, the genin girl rushed towards Hinata Hikari with her teeth and claws bared. But Hinata just turned around calmly and left with her little hands behind her back. "I heard," Hinata Hikaru say lightly, "Yude, I leave it to you." "Good." Suddenly, Senju Yuoto came out from beside him. "Oh, now it's Thousand Hands of Virtue." As the first bastard disciple that Hinata Hikaru accepted, Senju Yuoto had a very popular title. Just like Konoha White Teeth and Black Flash. His nickname is Lin Yude. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version.